What an ending there. I don't know what happened. Welcome back in, everybody. I hope you guys can hear me and see me okay. All the good chicks. Welcome back. We'll see who we can get back in here. We may have lost our audience, but that's okay. People who can come back will, and those who can't maybe can catch the replay. We've been able to gather a little more stuff in between earlier and now with the help of a few good people. Thank you. And Butterfly, right? I do have that you sent me as well. There was more information in that, wasn't there? And thank you, Sarah, for sending me what you sent earlier. So we do have some more things to look at as far as the Tepe case goes, but we're going to get into the Reiner situation. So they did have court this morning, and I have the court hearing. And then after they go through all of the motion, not literally, court motions, but once they get through some housekeeping basically in the courtroom, that's when Alan decides to tell them he's withdrawing from the case. So, and I've already seen an attorney come out and tried to explain to us why that was possibly the case, something to do with money. Okay, come again. We get the money part. We get that most of us couldn't afford attorneys like you. We're gonna get the public defender, right? Double day feature today. I'll get a double feature today. It just worked out that way. Hey, but I did eat, and then I thought, well, it could be time for a nap as well, but I'd rather do this. I'll sleep later. My sleep's been off kilter for days, and if I go to sleep right now, I'm still gonna be really messed up, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of my normal sleep pattern. All right. Okay, so let me pull up this short hearing, and then we'll look at Alan's press conference. Boy, oh boy. Pretty bold statements from the courthouse steps yet again. Okay, let me get to my action list. Good evening, Tricia. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon where I'm at. So wherever you guys are, whatever time it is, I hope it's a good time. Is it happy hour somewhere? Okay, kind of like, oh, wait. I was about to say like Alan Jackson says, but that might confuse people. The real Alan Jackson with his pal Jimmy Buffett, they say it's 5 o'clock somewhere all the time. And I'm going to incline to believe them. They can help me find my lost shaker of salt. I got a feeling they can be the guys to help me get it done. Well, Jimmy's not here, but he's looking down, waving. We'll do that. Sorry, I thought that phone was on silent. They're trying to call me about something. All right. I put it here because this is what we're going to be talking about today. So let me get to the hearing, or the arraignment. Sorry. I'll call it the hearing 1,000 times. Okay. Found it. Good morning, Your Honor. Alan Jackson. Okay, let me get the screen up here so we can all view together. I don't know how many of you had the chance to see this. We were waiting on this earlier, remember, and they were showing the outside of the court, and everybody was saying, well, Nick, he's trying to explain to Nick what's happening, and that was a delay. Well, apparently that was all bullshit.
On behalf of Mr. Reiner, who is present in court out of custody. I'm sorry, in custody.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Habib Balian for the people.
Your Honor, we have a matter of housekeeping that I'd like to address in chambers in dealing with the 10 subpoenas that are outstanding. There are 10 current subpoenas that are outstanding. We would ask that body attachments be issued and held for each of the 10, specifically with subpoena number 4 on the list and subpoena number 10 on the list. Counsel for both of those individuals or those parties have appeared in court. They're here with us today. We have no principled objection to an extension of time for them to comply with the subpoena, but to maintain jurisdiction, we would ask that body attachments be issued.
I don't have the list. I'd like to get a copy, and I haven't seen the proof of service, but I assume the court.
Counsel for 4 and 10 present?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure which number I am.
Number 10.
I'm counsel for number 10, and we do object to issue if that would resolve the court's concerns about retaining jurisdiction. However, we see no reason, given our appearance and the fact that we are here, to issue a hold of body attachment.
And counsel for number 4.
Thank you.
Given council number 10's statement, I don't see the necessity for issuing a body attachment. I too will stipulate the jurisdiction without necessarily waiving any objections we ultimately may make. But given my newness to the matter, I don't see the necessity of having a court order issued against an individual in this circumstance.
Fair enough. As to
Thank you, Your Honor, and just to be clear, we do also reserve all of our objections.
yes, and so, but as to the remaining numbers, that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Those the court will issue body attachment and hold it until the next court date.
And 9.
And 9.
Thank you. We have no objection to counsel's representations, given the fact that both have graciously submitted to jurisdiction with regard to 4 and 10. We think that's appropriate.
Thank you. Once again, the court will issue and hold 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9
Thank you.
until the next hearing date. And we'll
Does the
seal.
court have a list?
It does. The court will seal that list as well.
We've asked
People have a copy or
We've asked that the court seal it specifically because it is ongoing defense investigative data or evidence that we recover or we get, or counsel on behalf of Mr. Reiner gets, and that is discoverable. We'll comply with all, or counsel will comply with all discovery obligations at that time.
Can you address the council's request to provide a copy to the people?
That's the point. We think that should not be done because that would implicate ongoing investigative efforts by the defense, and it would compromise Mr. Reiner's right to a fair trial and his right to maintain his investigation with some level of confidence, or confidentiality, I should
So
say.
at this time, the court will just seal it until the next court hearing date.
Thank you.
And how else would you like to proceed?
Your Honor, at this time, I, on behalf of Orton Jackson and Quinn, and with Mr. Reiner's understanding and consent, would ask to withdraw as counsel of record based on the conversation that we've had in chambers and the explanation that we've provided to the court in chambers. We feel that we have no choice at this juncture but to withdraw as counsel and ask to be relieved. The Public Defender's Office has been notified. We've had conversations with them. They are here. They're staffed. They're ready to take over. My understanding is they are ready for the appointment immediately, forthwith.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kimberly Green from the Public Defender's Office. That is correct.
So the court will case, and so that firm is relieved as counsel of record, and the court appoints the Public Defender's Office to represent Mr. Reiner.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Current counsel turn over any items that they received.
We will absolutely comply with that. We've already begun. The mediation has been met.
Your Honor, there's a protective order issued by the court in place regarding the handling of discovery order that's remaining in place for now, and we will serve a copy of that on the Public Defender's Office along with the discovery we provide.
Yes, the court will order that order.
Excluding me from giving, Mr. Bailey raises a very sage point. I'm under a protective order not to provide our discovery to anybody else. That would text providing the information only to Ms. Green in her office. Then I can be in full compliance with the protective order.
Anything to the people, any response to that request?
No problem. I believe the protective order spells out that it covers Mr. Jackson's firm as well as any successor counsel.
Thank you.
So you can provide everything to Ms. Green.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything further? Back on the record in People versus Nick Reiner, case number 25 CJC F08098.
Good morning. Kimberly Green, GREENE, from the Public Defender's Office on behalf of Mr. Reiner, who again is present.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Habib Bailey, representing the people of the state of California.
Thank you.
Your Honor, with the court's permission, we'd asked to put over the arraignment one last time to February 23rd, if that day is appropriate.
That date is fine. The court.
Thank you, and I will work with Ms. Green to get her discovery prior to that date.
I'll take a waiver for your entitled, you have a constitutional and statutory right to a speedy arraignment. Your counsel, Ms. Green from the Public Defender's Office, is requesting that your arraignment be continued to February the 23rd, 2026. In this department, do you waive your right to be arraigned today so that your matter may be continued to February 23rd, 2026 for arraignment?
Yeah, I agree with everything.
Thank you. And does council join that waiver?
I do, Your
The
Honor.
court finds that
I'm sorry, but that dude sounded completely coherent. Completely.
the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of his right to a speedy arraignment, and that his counsel of record joins in that waiver. Matters set for arraignment in this department, February 23rd, 2026. Bail remains at no bail. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Something shady happening here. Not like in, maybe that wasn't the right term. We're not getting the whole picture there. Yeah, Rachel, that's not, to me, that's a no-brainer. If we have a rich family, if I'm rich, I'm leaving my shit to my kids, especially the older ones. Somebody's going to be in charge. There's executor of estates. If you don't trust your wayward children, that's on you. Executors of estates, right? There's somebody in charge of the money. Somebody ain't willing to pay Mr. Jackson to walk in there and say, this guy is not guilty of murder. Is he suggesting somebody else went in there and did it? Now, Defense Diaries posted a post a little while ago talking about, at the beginning of these cases, money's not always discussed. You just go in, you get the ball rolling, and then once things calm down, you kind of start having the conversations with the families. Well, before you go all in, maybe you should be thinking about that. If in the back of your mind, that's going to stop you from taking the case, right? That's not going to age well. Don't even sound right. Sorry. No shade, Bob, but that didn't even make any sense to me. And I understand money. I understand I don't got enough for Alan Jackson. Well, they're not going to be able to keep a lot private. User, you welcome in, by the way. We've been having this conversation for 2 weeks, alone in the damn Laura Matthias of it all. There's no privacy. I mean, as far as, people shouldn't be out here running amok with rumor mills, but there's no rumors for me to run amok with here. Boy had drug problem, well documented. Something bad happened that night. But he sounded very coherent. Did y'all hear him in court just now? When he didn't just say yes ma'am to the judge, he actually had a couple things to say. And the daughter and the other son, he hasn't, they're not talking. They probably would like for a lot of this to stay as private as possible. But I can't help their privacy. I just can do it justice by talking about it in the way we do. So going back to the criminal element of it all, what's Mr. Jackson suggesting? Let's take a look at what he said on the courthouse steps. And then there's already chatter. Well, he's just going to let the case go because he knew he couldn't win. Y'all think that's going to stop him? Sometimes the whole goal is not to win the case. Ask Ann Taylor. You got to get those charges down, and you got to come up with a why we did this versus cold blood, right? There's a whole bunch. Not every defense attorney is going to be able to walk in there and just get you off the hook. They can plead you down. They can do all kind of things. All right, let me pull up what that we were watching earlier, waiting on them to get done with. Okay, so him and his team come out. Let me get in the right spot. He didn't sound like he was on He didn't sound like he was on droopy meds, Rachel. He sounded normal. Maybe they got him stabilized since they couldn't get that done before he allegedly shot or cut his parents up. That's a touchy subject for me. He sounds better now. They're on meds. Well, they said he was on meds before, and that was the problem. They couldn't get him right. You know what I mean? Now suddenly he's good to go and stable. Something we're not missing. I need to see the medical records because I'm telling y'all there's a big chunk of something not here. And the common sense stuff to try to water it down, I can't. I got to get way past that stuff. I got to go to the deep. See, they should be coming out any second. Yeah, here he comes. Okay, am I back, guys? For like a second, it showed me with no connection. Her name. She was in one of his movies. Anyway, that's what I had heard as well. She's probably the executor of the estate. But, you know, they've lived with this kid all their lives, and we have not. They've seen things we've never seen or will hear of. They've witnessed all their parents' anxiety of trying to get this boy help, right? And now is it this attorney's coming in saying my brother didn't murder my parents? And we're not paying for that. I don't know. We don't know. Maybe they support their brother wholeheartedly and would prefer a different attorney, but he's getting a public defender, so we'll see if that even pans out. We appreciate you being here, HTC victim. We are so sorry you're a victim. We got you. Hold on, guys. Can y'all hold on? Is it not even showing for you guys at all? Let me adjust something 1 second. All right, let me. You just hear rumbling? All right, let me. Okay, can y'all see the screen now? Let me give it a second. It's not catching up as quick as it should. Hang on, let me take this completely down and pull it back up. Because I'm looking at you guys. No sound either. Okay, hold on. All right, can you hear me now? I got to give it a minute because there's a delay on the restream and what you guys are seeing. So when I delay like that, that's why. All right, so now it appears my two screens look the same. So let me know in chat, can you see me now and can you hear me? And I got to hang on to give you a chance to answer because there's a serious delay on when I see y'all respond. So when y'all are telling me you can't hear me, it's already been a minute and I don't even realize it. Okay. Hear me now, hear me now. Butterflies, just ping me on the actual phone when the second you notice it, because I can't figure out how long the delay actually is, because the restream is different. All right, we'll get that back up there and let Mr. Jackson finish telling us. So he's telling us he's withdrawing from the case, right? But he's still all in. I don't know how all in he can stay or is willing to stay at this point. And let me get the screen up there too. Okay, thanks, Butterfly. All right, let me get it back up here. Yeah, I don't know why the restream thingy has such a delay. It watch chat on the because I'll be like way off on y'all's conversation. I have to look at the live chat on the YouTube. Okay, let's get him back up here now. Let him finish saying his piece. Let me. And y'all know who's standing in the background right there to the right? Wasn't that Mr. Wolf? Our lovely little. What was I calling him during the trial? I can't remember. Okay, let me get the screen up. All right. Now we will try not to be the Hot Mess Express.
You know, my name is Alan Jackson.
We know.
This morning,
Whoops.
I had to withdraw as Nick Reiner's counsel. Circumstances beyond our control, but more importantly, circumstances beyond Nick's control have dictated that sadly.
Circumstances beyond Nick's control. Meaning he has no money.
It's made it impossible for us to continue our representation of Nick. I'm legally and I'm ethically prohibited from explaining all the reasons why. I know that's a question on
Oh my God. So Joy, he was Tiny Desk Guy. Yes, that's it. Tiny Desk Guy.
everybody's mind. We expect the public defender to step in. They've already been appointed and very capably protect Nick Reiner's interests as he moves forward through the system. But be clear, be very, very clear about this. My team and I remain deeply, deeply committed to Nick Reiner and to his best interests. In fact, we know, we're not just convinced, we know that the legal process will reveal the true facts of the circumstances surrounding this case, Nick's case. You know, a lot's been printed of late, over the last 3 weeks. A lot has been printed. Printed about Nick, printed about his family, printed about the circumstances. Speculation is in print. On December 15th, in the early morning hours, I was in New York at the time, and I got a call. Me and my team, we dropped everything. And for the last 3 weeks, we have devoted literally every waking hour to protecting Nick and his interests.
I wonder who placed that call. Inquiring minds like mine gotta know, who the hell was it? Huh. That's the story I want to find out next.
We've investigated this matter top to bottom, back to front. What we've learned, and you can take this to the bank, is that pursuant to the laws of this state, pursuant to the law in California, Nick Reiner is not guilty of murder.
About swallowed on my coffee and got strangled. What if citizens did do that in that other trial you were a part of? Bad example. Bad example. For a guy who's all in on he didn't do it, and I spent 3 weeks investigating till the cows come home, and I got it. Why don't we got it? Why aren't we moving forward? And you could even make more of a name for yourself if you did so, if you're about to take on the mental health care, actually the drug rehabilitation facilities across California and the nation. Because I don't know that the little public defenders got enough funding for all that. I'm conflicted.
Print that.
Oh, okay.
Print that. We wish him the very, very best moving forward. And that's all I have today.
I'm going to make me a video later, and at the end, I'm going to say, print that. And then I'm going to take that other guy's statement, can we just fucking be done? So, y'all, what do y'all think? Right, HTC, couldn't he step in and do it pro bono if he was that devoted to his innocence, and he's 3 weeks of work has done shown him the light here. So that invested, why not do it pro bono, right? It doesn't, I can't make that make sense. So he did at least come to the arraignment, right, and go through uh, the court motions there of keeping the wheel turning, basically, instead of postponing arraignment again with a last minute withdrawal. So at least they got in there and got through the paperwork. And what are these 10 subpoenas? And who are number 10 and number 4? Their attorneys were present in there today. Are these 10 subpoenas people from the party that witnessed what happened? Because well, who are they? Are they his sister on scene? That would be a deposition, wouldn't it? Not really. Why would you subpoena her when she's a witness who walked in and found her parents? She wouldn't be subpoenaed unless she's like, I'm not talking to that dude ever, right? I don't know. So I'm curious to know. And then they sealed the list for the subpoenas. And they had met in chambers to discuss the explanation that Alan Jackson gave to the judge. And then they appointed Ms. Green as his public defender. Right, HTC. He's got enough cha-ching in the bank. It ain't like he's hurting. He made some bank off Karen Reed, got a lot of publicity off of Karen Reed. Come on, the internet couldn't get enough of this guy. Still can't. But he's got his hands full over there with Fraser Brom as well. But hey, you're an attorney. You asked for it, right? I wouldn't want to juggle 50 cases at once, but makes no sense for him to come out and be that hardcore on innocence already. That I thought we were supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, which we are, but he goes straight to don't even look at guilt. So I don't know, what does he mean by that? He's not guilty of murder. Then what do you call it? Either he did it and it wasn't murder, it was manslaughter, or he didn't do it at all. That was somebody else. He'd already left and went to his hotel because of the fight they got into at the bar or at the party. Dad come home and said, son, maybe it's best you sleep somewhere else tonight. And so he did. And then in the meantime, an intruder come in and did that. Well, I don't know what Alan Jackson means by that yet. Which one y'all think it is? Intruder did it and not it. Maybe I should do in the polls. Is that what the creators do? Not Nick at all, or Nick, but the schizophrenia, the other person did it. I don't know. Does that how that works? Happy you just rewound. I found the hearing itself on Forbes. Let me grab the links. I gotta do it on my phone. Hold on. Let me grab the links to those for you guys. So you'll have them. So I got the hearing from Forbes, and then I just picked back up the feed we were watching from Law and Crime earlier to see Jackson's little press conference. I'll grab the hearing and drop it in there, and then I was on Law and Crime's court feed is where we saw the press conference. Okay, where did this go? I'm looking for it. Let me find it. Oh, here it is. The arraignment hearing was interesting to me. I'm trying to listen to exactly what the attorney's saying, right? You're doing what? You got subpoenas on who? 10 of them? And number 10 and number 4 has got what? We got their attorneys are present too. That kind of stuff caught me, right? Oh, you had a premiere semi? Okay. Well, we're glad you came in. We are so glad you're here, even if you are late. Thank you. All right, guys. So that's it. Yeah, we got the hearing, we got the arraignment, we got to go back. February 23rd will be the new arraignment date, the new date for the next arraignment. We'll see how this Ms. Green proceeds. What if she gets all Alan's discovery or whatever he's got from the past 3 weeks and she's like, sir, You gonna help me? Can I borrow Liza? Can I please borrow Tiny Desk Guy? I think I need him on the team. Shoot. Me and Tiny Desk Guy will get this job done. Of course he meant, well, you think okay, Rachel, so you think he meant he did it, but he's just not legally responsible, right? Not an intruder, somebody else altogether. Right. So if he's not legally responsible, what caused it, right? What is the schizophrenia or the drugs? I've only got a short term internet whispers about some schizo medication fiasco stuff going down, but I got a long term drug history with multiple rehabilitation centers involved, with a boy who never could seem to get better. I'm fixing to file me a class action lawsuit, bitches. Why would I play around with them at this point? I spent all that money and all those years, and this is what I get for it. Look what he did to me in my kitchen. Daughter, don't let this sharp dressed man attorney come in here and derail this. But then again, Alan Jackson might be absolutely right, because I'm questioning that industry as a whole anyway. So I'm kind of disappointed that he didn't stick to his guns and take it all the way to the limit, because I would have. I wouldn't have wanted my guy to stay out of prison under any circumstances. He sounds pretty coherent today. Some will say he had a lot of coherent days, which leads me back to addiction and not mental health. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's so easy to, I feel like we're getting labels on everything. Brian Koberger, he ain't responsible. He's got the autism. He can't even look at the jury correctly. They got to be instructed about his autism before that. So when he's looking at them strangely, they understand why. We got to label everything, right? And I'm just, I can see past that label and see I had a kid with a severe drug addiction who never got better, and I can't get past spending all those thousands and thousands of dollars for treatment that doesn't work. And what works, whatever they're doing didn't work. Nothing been said about what. Eh, Even if he was on like high as a kite that night and an intruder came in, I don't know he doesn't sound real mature. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. From the different interviews I've heard of him talking, I'm not dealing with a real mature guy here. Um, could he be in a little weenie and ran off? Oh my God, my parents are being attacked. I'm gonna run away. Yeah, he could have, I suppose, but I doubt it. I feel like he's absolutely the perpetrator. Jackson knows he's the perpetrator. I don't even think that's a dispute. So what did you mean by that statement, Mr. Allen Jackson? Get back here and finish. We got follow-up questions. They didn't take questions during the press conference. Hey, does any of y'all from the Karen Reed stuff know? Is he good about like answering questions on Twitter? Does he take our emails? Is he open to more, or does he only do Howie Carr show? What's happening here? Who's got the inside way to Jackson? Who knows Karen Reed out there? I saw her the other day talking on somebody's show. Karen. I'm like looking through the computer. Karen, we need a line to your attorney, ma'am. We got some legit legal questions, and we'll be grown up when we ask them. Tricia, you're in line with He Did It. Rock Chalk. Hey, welcome in, girl. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you. So speaking of Rock Chalk, I had seen Hawkeye's mention earlier when we were talking about Brian Enton in here, and you mentioned Hawk, how he had done coverage on the Kansas City Moms. And so let me shout y'all out right now, because thank you for also covering it, because he did do a good job. That was one of the cases I followed. I know Rock was out there, boots on the ground, so appreciate that. That was a horrible case, wasn't it? Speaking of horrible cases, guys, we need to get into our coverage of the Tepe murders. So, right before, not long after we ended our live earlier, I gathered a little more information, right? That Gritty and others were, and Keith were talking about in chat this morning. So anyway, Plunder Butterfly linked me real quick, and of course our girl Plunder, she's like, "Give me a second, I will FOIA the information," and she did. I guess she's been working on it. Y'all know how she rolls. If you know, you know. So Butterfly, Rach, one of Forrest, one of y'all don't fight over which one now. Somebody drop Plunder's link for us. We're gonna watch that in a moment. Let me. Yeah, Rock. I've known you for like a long time. We just as well. We used to see each other in a different. I think it was in the Idaho 4 community somewhere. And then I didn't see you around for a long time, I felt like, and then I saw you doing the Kansas City mom stuff. So welcome into chat. Um, okay, let me see. I got some things bookmarked here I want to show you guys, like articles that I found. Because, and apparently I haven't seen it yet because I didn't go deep digging, deep diving and deep digging. I didn't do the deep dig into the Reddit, that other scary place I venture to from time to time. But apparently, the brother-in-law, right, the one that we can see in the news clips and such, he's been making comments on Reddit, but I can't verify that because I have not seen them for myself. And I don't know, is that like the thing to do now? Take that shit to Reddit? So, do y'all have Athens Dental in your area? We have that around here, and that's what the dental office this guy was affiliated with, was an Athens Dental. Okay, let me pull up this article from, what is it here? Fox News. I'll pull the screen up and share with you guys. And I think this is the one with the transcript of that 911 call that came into from their home back in April. What was the date? April 15th to be exact. April 15th at 2:45 a.m. is when that 911 call came in. Well, it's all bad, Butterfly. I have a running poll in my head. Facebook takes the cake, and that TikTok, it runs second. I like my peeps on X. I know which ones to watch for and which ones to like, oh, look at that, and keep scrolling. But I got my go-tos, right? And then Reddit, I just do recon in Reddit, let's be honest. I don't chill in there. Like, I don't even think I understand it. All right. I just want to come see the information and peace out. Thank you very much. All right. So this is Spencer and Monique Tepe. They were killed December 30th with 2 young children found unharmed inside. Now, if you go to the map, the Google map, and there's like, I don't know, you know how sometimes they'll start blurring out the murder houses and different things. It's showing the old images when these townhouses were still old. But there's a business right across the street you can see in the news clip that's on the Google Maps. So I know right where these are at, but they look different in some of the images on the maps. So they're more contemporary, newer townhouses here. Yeah, getting the city back up here. You need to have our way there, little ad. Okay. Prior 911 call reported domestic dispute at the home where Dennis and wife were found dead months later. It reported a domestic dispute. Now, the brother-in-law and other family have come and said that is not Monique on the call, but on the 911 actual call, they didn't identify the woman, but apparently it wasn't her. You read stuff on my name on Reddit is a made up name that Reddit made up for me, and I'm like, I don't even know what that is or means, but I'll keep it because it's so far from me. It's not even funny. Yeah, I don't talk on there either. Now, occasionally I'll hit somebody, the little up, whatever that little arrow does, like, oh, yeah, that's a cool comment. Yeah, it's about as far as I'll take it. It's about as far as I'm willing to go. We got people out there on the Reddit who like to do nefarious things, and I ain't trying to get caught up in no nefarious stuff. Okay. Just because I set a high on the Reddit or something. Oops, they got me. Okay. Months before, a dentist and his wife in Ohio were found shot to death in their own home. A woman called 911 from the same address to report what the dispatcher described as a domestic dispute. After hanging up, initially the caller told the 911 operator, "Me and my man got into it," according to the newly obtained records. Police responded to the Columbus, Ohio house around 10 a.m. on December 30th when they found Spencer and Monique. He was 37, she's 39. Both were dead with apparent gunshot wounds. Now, when we hear the 911 call, or we're going to hear police chatter on the radio, I'm not convinced he was only shot twice. Now, could they really tell the moment they get on scene? They just know it's more than once? Yes. And y'all hear why I say that. Police don't believe their deaths were a murder-suicide, adding there were no signs of forced entry and no weapon was found. Fox News Digital obtained a 911 call placed by an unknown female at the same house where Spencer and Monique were killed, who told the operator, "Me and my man got into it," and it was placed April 15th at 2:45. The woman could be heard crying throughout the call before telling police she no longer needed officers to come. Columbus officials didn't include a name for the caller in the dispatch logs. So we have a picture of them at their wedding. Okay. The transcript is the operator says, "Hi, this is 911. We just got a hang up call. Is everything okay?" Because for those of you who don't know, you call 911, you hang up, they're calling back. And if you don't answer, they're coming to the door. Well, when they get an officer time to come, they will. "We just got a hang up call. Is everything okay?" The female voice says, "Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm okay." The operator says, "Are you sure?" And the female says, Yeah, I'm okay, sorry." And the operator said, "Well, it sounds like you're crying. Do you need police, paramedics, or anything?" Female voice says, No, I'm okay, I promise, I'm just emotional." Then the operator replies, "Well, can I ask what you had called 911 for in the first place?" And the female says, "Because me and my man got into it, but I'm okay, I promise." Operator says, "Did anything ever get physical?" And the female caller is crying and says, "No." The operator says, "You guys were just arguing, nobody hit each other?" The female says, Yes." And the operator says, "Well, I have the information here. I can go ahead and tell the officers to cancel heading over to your address. If anything else changes, call us back." The female says, Yes. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry." Now, what happened in that house aside, that type of call, and nobody goes to the door to double check, bothers the hell out of me as a woman. Maybe she didn't have a choice but to say, "Yes, everything's okay." Okay, call us back if you can. No, I'm just sorry. That might have triggered me. I've never had that happen to me, but I can only imagine how many times have y'all seen that kind of story on True Crime Stories? Come on. A dispatcher at the Columbus Emergency Communications Center coded the call as a domestic dispute, later writing that assistance was no longer needed. Now, I get it if the woman's telling you no, but still, I can't rely on all the operators to have a good gut feeling kind of thing. You know what I mean? I gotta run on her vibe. The Columbus Division of Police on Monday evening released surveillance showing the person of interest. Now, we saw that earlier, and there's another better video out there as well that just shows him walk the person of interest. We can't even say, now look at what happened to the last person of interest over there where that shooter was at that school. He was like a witness, is why he was a person of interest, turns out. He was the guy who lived in the basement. Jeez. So it's hard to run out and say, yeah, that's the guy that we see walking. Okay, so now when I was watching Plunder's video, I didn't watch all of it. I tried to review some of it real quick. What are we doing here? What's going on? She said something that caught my ear and it got me thinking, so I did not want to go to Facebook. No, no, no. Something about some court documents concerning Monique Tepe being misinterpreted. I'm like, court documents? Oh, Lord. I don't want to get messy and do all the things, but theories and all that. Where's my banner? Hold on, we need coffee. She was married before, guys. It's like, breaks, red flag for us in true crime, right? We're like, what? She was what? But apparently, now I haven't saw the record myself. Let me get this up here. Oh, I don't have a banner. I just got Alan Jackson withdraws as Nick's attorney. I'm so late to the game. Hang on. Let me get my other one. Where's my normal go-to? We're speculating bullshit banner. Here we go. Uh-oh. We'll even put up viewer discretion in case we talk about blood or something. All right. I kind of lost my train of thought. Is autocorrect drunk today? Simi? Shit. It's all the time drunk. It was spelling words like I didn't even spell yesterday. I was like, what did that come from, autocorrect lady? Like I had a conversation with her about to retire her. She don't know me like that. I don't need you, honey. I swear. It tries to boss me around. I don't like it. All right, let me get, are we up and running? Screens up. Okay. So it turns out that she was married for maybe like 2 years, 2015 to 2017. And in her particular state where they were at, I guess is Ohio, it's like mandatory, like just written up in their court documents for a divorce, I guess. Both sides have a restraining order against the other side. Something to do with assets or something. I didn't dig into it. But they're being misinterpreted apparently. So we're rolling with that theory. So that's all I know about their background so far, right? Because you got to do your victimology, and don't think the cops didn't. We got this seemingly pretty couple. Look, they live in a nice, newly remodeled upscale townhome in the Wineland Park area. He's a dentist. I'm not sure what she did for a living. 2 young children. What happened here? What could have caused this carnage? So we already read this stuff. So this is the boss here who was, he was on vacation in Florida when he was getting the call. So 3 hours went by when the guy didn't show up for work. Remember how that 911 call lady was like, well, y'all are here and I'm about to play it. She's going to say, I don't know what's wrong with their 911 people there, but I'm starting to have questions. She's going to be like, well, sometimes people don't go to work or don't show up for work. And I'm like, yeah, that's true, but there's usually a reason. This lady's weird, y'all. 911 caller. Now, the only thing we do know, I was curious too about movements prior to this. This happens in the middle of the night, allegedly. Do we even know? Is that based on what? The guy y'all see walking down the road or alley, I think it's the road now, actually. And upon further review, I do believe it is the street. Or we don't know what, are we going by the keypad entry the last time someone came in that door? Don't tell me that little fancy isn't going to tell me what time that door was opened last. Ooh, I need to know more. Also, someone's going to call in talking about a camera that would have been pointing dead ass at that house and would have seen everything coming and going. What do the cops have that we don't know about, guys? All right, let's get to watching a few things in review. Right, Forrest, he says, just the fact of someone making the call to 911 is point enough, right, to react to react to what this caller is calling you for. We know too many times if he finds her with the phone, she's not going to be screaming, "Oh my God, help me!" He's right. She's going to shut the hell up. She already knows to play the game. I got to do exactly everything right, or I'm going to die. And he's, that kind of, who knows? Bless these women's hearts. Well, I hope whoever that girl was safe that night. Because according to the brother-in-law, she's just a friend. So I think we have a clip of him discussing that. I think was it you, Butterfly, or I think it was you. It was you or Sarah sent me that. Okay, let me pull up what I have. I've got a couple of things to look at. Okay, so this is I'm not going to show that yet. But that's the video I have of Spencer talking about his day or his time with the big brother. Okay. Okay, here it was. Wait, so Sarah sent me this one, I think. Hang on one second. All right, this is the brother-in-law. I didn't know this, but he came over and appeared on Surviving the Survivor. So, mods, one of you guys want to grab his link and drop it in, Surviving the Survivor. This is Rob, the brother-in-law that we have... Oh, there was a big loud horn outside. This is the brother-in-law that we've seen on TV talking in interviews, and he will be the one on Reddit. Let me pull up the screen. And then we'll go into the other stuff that I also have that we've collected. Okay, so what day did he do this? Hold on. We got to know. "21 hours ago?" Okay. Oh, Lord. When the families talk on the internets, on the tubes. Here we go, guys. Uh-oh.
The call, Rob.
Yeah. So first off, if you listen to the voice, it's quite clearly not Monique. Everybody has seen the wedding video and has heard Monique talk, and it's obviously not Monique who's calling. Furthermore, I've been very outstated that, Spencer and Monique had people over a lot. They had, house parties, and they enjoyed kind of bringing people together. And, I think sometimes at these parties, people get a little too drunk. And that's, that happens. And from multiple people that I've talked to that were at this party have all stated, yes, we remember this happening. The woman had just a little bit of a freak out, for lack of a better term. Maybe, was having some mental health issues at the time. But she called the cops from her cell phone. I know it says it was from Spencer and Monique's house. Maybe it was close. But she was at this party, and she just had kind of a lapse psychologically, I think, at the time. And that's from
A lapse psychologically at the time. I guess the people there all knew her pretty well. Me and my man had an issue. Me and my husband, me and my boyfriend, me and my man.
multiple people have told me that. So
I don't say me and my man. Even when I do, well, when I had one, I don't think, my man, I never, that's like calling the man daddy. No, not happening.
So it was a party, and it was someone other than Monique, obviously unrelated to Spencer and Monique. So I appreciate you sorting that out, and we're going to discuss that, once I know you have to go in just a moment. I just want to ask you, I mean, as far as you know, between Spencer and Monique, were there any issues? Were there any problems that you knew of?
No. They loved each other so much. They were perfect for each other. And just, like, not even each other. Like, they had no problems with anybody that I've ever met. Like, I have never heard anybody say a bad word about either of the two. So, and I just want to say that, you know, our family, as far as I know, was not contacted by Fox News before they posted this video. So I think they kind of just jumped the gun to create, you know, just sensationalize again, have something to say. But yeah, that's the story. And I have multiple people that are willing to go on record to say that as well. So.
Well, we're going to take you at your word there. One other thing, and then I know I have to let you go. The police did put out, was actually during our show yesterday, put out video of this quote unquote a person of interest who's walking down the alley. But I understand, if I heard this correctly, that the family also kind of wants to pump the brakes on that a little bit. Is that correct? And if so, how come?
I don't know about pump the brakes on it. I just, you know, we all saw the video. It could have been anybody in America. It's really, the video is just really hard to tell what's going on. You know, could it have been the guy? Absolutely. Does he look sketchy as he's walking down that? Yeah. Does he look like he's hiding his face? Sure. But could it also have been, you know, a drunk guy walking home? That too. So
He could be a she too. I hope the cops have considered it.
You know, I wouldn't say pump the brakes, but I just think we can all see what we're looking at. It's really hard to distinguish anything from this.
Hold on, it's decided to breathe.
Again, there's questions, you know, that our chat is very victim focused. Our community is a lot of victims within the community, but is there any kind of link or GoFundMe for the family right now?
Yes, there is a GoFundMe. I can send that to your producers.
Yeah, send that to Steve. Steve will get it to
okay.
And we'll put that in the comment section, everybody, for tonight's show. We'll put in the GoFundMe. And Rob, please reach out if we can help you in any way. You know, we built a big platform here, and if there's anything we can do to get the word out or help you. And again, a lot of people say it, but I mean it. Please let the entire family know that our community of 185,000 strong is thinking of them and hoping that there's a resolution to this case really soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Okay. Talk to you again soon.
I don't know. He doesn't elaborate much else except for about the person on the 911 call not being Monique. And the comment about the person saying my man, just to me, that just kind of like age group is where I go with that, right? Like my generation, we don't say my man. I know people who do and will, but it's not that just where that took me when I heard that phrase in the transcript of the call. Right, so Simi is the opposite. My fella and I've been together 23 years. I call him my man, right? Y'all know what I call? I have two exes. They don't live in Texas, but I got two of them, and they're Jackass 1 and Jackass 2. It's brilliant. Brilliant, I know. Yeah. I always said my husband or whatever his name, you know, I said his name. I just never had it's not the way I would have responded, but it just tells me maybe about it like what, a mid-20s, maybe late 20s, or some girl in her young 30s. I don't know who this girl was. All right, let me get the next thing brought up. And thank you, Sarah, for linking me that. I'm pretty sure that was you. You and Butterfly both sent me things, but I'm pretty sure that one was what you sent me. Okay. And then I had grabbed some articles because I was trying to find more about the address and stuff too, and the timeline of events, according to what they know. I was kind of surprised at the number of 911 calls that legit went to that house that morning, of them trying to get the cops there. That was the craziest part. And then it was kind of weird that people began to focus on the 911 callers versus the cops and the 911 operator, right? Not wanting to deal with this call. They're chilling, dude. They don't want to go to work today. Y'all quit. Oh, y'all see a body, you hear kids. Well, shit, we were just there, but we'll come back. Yeah, instead people were like, "Oh my god, these callers sound sus." And I'm like, "Give them a moment. I can't assess them yet because I can't get past these weird cops." Right? Right, Sarah. We gotta play. So Plunder has all of that, and she got the audio from the cops talking to each other. Shout out to Paula. Let's drop her link in for getting those FOIAs, Miss Ma'am, over there. Okay, let me pull up her video. And please go over and give her a like, guys, because she deserves it. She just put this out, as far as I could tell, earlier today. And by me playing, I'm not going to play all of it because I don't want to take her views like that. She deserves for y'all to go over and check it out. But we appreciate her work and getting it out there. She doesn't mind people reviewing her stuff. At least shout her out, right? Hell, I didn't sit here and do all this. Okay. You got to give the girl some credit. She be getting the goods all the time. Okay. Let me give it a second to get caught up to me, my screen over here, before I go pulling it up on for you guys. The workers were far away, and the dentist had a great distance to drive for work to his office. Well, a lot of people in big cities have a long commute, right? Would that be abnormal? So what does that mean, though, Rock, as far as like time? Because they're reporting on this caller stuff. It's 3 hours. That's why they were at the door now. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 hours have gone by. We can't reach our friend. Y'all aren't like doing anything, so we're just gonna go do it ourselves. Because I was being super careful where I was taking in information all the way up until today. Because I have been loosely watching what's going on here. And today is my first like real look at it. I'd heard the 911 call, seen the release of the body cam stuff and all that. Okay, let me pull this back up. And then today we got to see that brother-in-law there. Okay, let me find where I want this to be. Let's see. Because she's got we'll go from here because she's got some pretty good footage of this person walking. I can't tell. So remember earlier, if y'all were here, I said, is this the back alley behind the townhouses or in the front in the street? Streets are tiny. It does appear to be the front, like in the street. But are they acting nefarious or are they just walking? When at one point, the way they move their head, it might appear they're trying to hide their face, but are they? Right? That's what we have to watch for, and that's what, let me get the screen up so you guys can see and make your own judgment calls. They don't appear to be carrying anything. That they could be hiding something under their jacket, of course, weapons and such. All right, here we go.
I'm going to go over what I filmed prior to this POI, this video being released. Now, this person is a person of interest. It's not a suspect. So let's see what we can find out. I really hope this gives them the break they need. Stay tuned for all the other dispatch audio.
Yes, Butterfly, the boss was in vacation on Florida, or the owner, but I think what might have happened is when the employees there couldn't reach the doctor, couldn't reach the wife, did they turn around and call the boss? in Florida on vacation. What do? Boss says, I'll call. I could see that happening as well, but that's exactly what happened on one of the calls.
So you'll probably hear lots of never before heard police dispatch audio in the case of the dentist, Dr. Spencer Tepe in Columbus, Ohio, who unfortunately his life was taken along with his wife, Monique Tepe.
9170, do they have kids inside?
Hey, firm.
Stay on the line.
I'm digging for the truth, and there's a reason I'm digging through police audio and 911 calls.
Are you like a drug user or anything like that? No. Okay. All right. Just that's a really young age. Yeah, I understand. Okay. All right, we're on our way.
I'm waiting for the court to get back to me in Ohio because I've watched so many people surrounding this case. They are out and out being slandered and libeled and labeled as abusers or even the culprit in the absence of any perpetrator being arrested.
Hey, Dawn, you still back here? Yeah, go ahead. So, this is probably, I'm sure that they have everything figured out and everything, but when you get over there, can you do me a favor and let them know that there is, in fact, a camera at 4th and 8th and is facing that exact address? Now, if somebody from headquarters or somebody flipped the camera around, it was facing the wrong direction, I can't answer that. But at this moment, I have the camera is literally right there, and I can see the front door of the camera. There's a chance that it could have recorded the entire incident. Yeah, I'm sure will.
9170, we copy that, sir.
Cool, thanks. I hope that it was, fixed there.
Yep, hopefully.
Well, right now it's Monday, January 5th, 5:48 p.m. while I'm making this video. And unfortunately, there's some crazy stories out there. I read some really off-the-wall stuff. I've seen some out-and-out lies just now on Facebook, a totally made-up article. I've seen people look up Monique Tepe's court records and totally misinterpret them. That's why I'm waiting for confirmation. A lot of people surrounding this case are they're being slandered. I mean, they could have a case. The stuff people are just calling them and...
Oh boy, we don't want nobody to have a case. We don't want to be in court documents either, Paula. We already had Stefan Stern's mama come at you.
misconstruing.
43. I'll be in the alley rear of. Does anybody check this garage?
9050, we're pulling up on your run here. If you need somebody, we can walk back here.
I copy. Thank you, 9050, yeah.
43. 9031's with me. So I think they're going to need to access the garage from the backyard of Spencer.
More on that later. I'm waiting for more confirmation from the court on that. But today in this video, let's just talk about all the 911.
I think what she just referred to and played us, we're going to hear more about on this video. After the crimes occurred, somebody called them back out there because there was like the garage door ajar and the crime scene tape had been moved. Let's put it that way.
Calls I was able to find and put together. So many people called 911 the morning of December 30th when Spencer didn't show up to work. A lot of people are claiming that's odd. They're, talking about the co-workers and calling them all sorts of names just because I believe these people cared. Of course, it lends itself to the type of employment that Spencer had. He was a dentist.
I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work. And he runs the office.
As the owner of the practice said, he was running the ship that day. So, of course, if appointments start at 8 a.m. or whatever, and he's not there, they are going to wonder, where's our dentist? Our patients are waiting. We'll have to cancel appointments. We will lose money. Makes sense to me.
Yeah, I thought that would have made sense to the masses from the onset, but I'm kind of baffled that it didn't. But I hope that helped people get the understanding because I'm tired today and she can do all the talking. But seriously, that's not far-fetched to believe, right? So if you give pause for one moment, like sometimes we need to, sometimes we don't want to, we just know our gut's saying, but like with Jen Soto, mine didn't at first. I had to wait. Whoa, what's going on here? But if people who call and report things, right? Because they know something's not right, but they're told, oh, no, go home, it's cool. Or the public is like, oh, no, you got to be the one because you called. Are people going to want to come forward going forward? I don't want the internet to attack me because I made a 911 call for a well check on somebody that I was legit concerned about. And now they're all looking at me and I got to hire fucking Alan Jackson. Fuck. Now I'm going to close my blinds and pretend I didn't see shit.
So we'll listen to Mark Valrose again, the owner of the Athens Dental Depot, and all the other friends and concerned coworkers or whoever they were who called, that last 911 call is so heartbreaking. The person who literally saw Spencer, but he didn't want to look any further.
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything? Yeah. Is it like, kind of like, you know, does he look like, it doesn't change? I can't look. Okay, all right, I understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him? Yesterday, I suppose. Yesterday? Okay. Yeah. How old is he? 37. 37, okay.
We'll listen to all that, and then we'll get into a lot of this dispatch I was able to grab, thank God. A lot of it I hadn't heard before.
Disturb anything. I figure we'll let homicide do it. It looks like from just looking at the bodies, the one male's been shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one, through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no...
Through the side and through the chest, through the side and the chest. Is he describing the female? Of what it looks like to him upon first glance, right? I get it. It may not be exactly what it appears to be. And he knows he was shot at least a couple times. Gray has the surveillance, location. Okay, cool, Sarah. Thank you. I don't watch him often, so thank you for... he drops good videos on stuff like that, right? So I do appreciate those things. We'll check it out. Well, how long ago did he drop it? I don't want him to get mad at me. He may call me out. Bless his heart. It doesn't want to play now. Hold on.
Yeah, 47.
And we'll hear how, of course, police themselves were kind of confused. Like, wait a minute, you see shell casings, but you don't even see a weapon. The officer goes, well, unless it's under a pillow, but then again, you know, Spencer has multiple wounds. Well, of course, he didn't say his name.
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
But they didn't even know.
Hang on, True Gritty. She is ahead of me today on this case. I need to get you up here, girlfriend. I've been dying to get you back on panel with me anyway. Okay, so if that is true, that's a game changer to me, victimology wise. So you watched the latest N10, I'm assuming, and the man was shot 9 times. She was shot once. Why the overkill, right? Why? She went first, and then he was shot 9 times. You can tell me she stood there while he was shot 9 times, right? No, I don't think my brain's telling me no. She was first. One and done. Was he 9 times because he bolted when she was shot and they had to chase him around the room? You know what I'm saying? Wow. That's a little bit of a game changer as to what happened in the bedroom. But he was found next to the bed. Oh, God. Details. Thank you, Sarah, for the latest update. I'll be in a rabbit hole all night.
What they were looking at. And then we will talk about just how 2 days ago there was another 911 call coming in for that house where the crime happened.
Yes, sir.
48.
Can you please start for that 7A1411 North 4th Street? Car says the garage door is open, no lights on, yellow caution tape's down.
The caution tape was down, and it looked like, oh no, lights are off, what's going on here? Someone may have come to the scene. Now, of course, our minds want to go, is it the killer returning to the scene to grab some evidence or something? Or was it just a moving truck who perhaps took down the yellow tape, maybe perhaps driving over it? First, let's listen to all these 911 calls. I understand why people are pretty upset with some of the dispatchers.
Okay. Do they have medical problems or? Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he's sick, I don't know. Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to.
Is it the 911 caller's job to assess it by phone and say, well, sometimes people just don't show up for work. Maybe they're sick. I don't know. Thank you for calling today. The advice line. What the fuck am I? Oh my God. I hope my loved one never disappears.
We get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear. Okay, I just talked to somebody there. Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
That lady was about to get her. Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called. We just got a call from there. That's so annoying to me. Lord, help us.
We had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times and there was no answer.
How they're
The cops come and they knock on the doors multiple times, front door and back door, no answer. They're like, we're all good, and they leave. They don't see anything through the windows, and they do not hear the kids, according to the officer. Because later the officer's going to be like, what? They see a body? I didn't see anything in the window.
like, well, what? He didn't show up to work? Kind of like, who cares? Is he sick or people don't show up to work? It's kind of a blasé attitude. Well, I don't know. I try and give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
some dispatchers, I'm sure they hear it all. They hear calls. They hear unnecessary calls, and maybe they thought this was one of them.
That part I can't agree with, because you have to treat each one individually. If you get stuck in a rut at your job where it's all one and done the same, they're all idiot callers, somebody's going to die. Well, so we can't let that happen. If you're a 911 caller operator person and you feel that's happening, where you're just like, oh my God, here we go again with the drama queens, it's time to find a new job. I promise. Hold on, it's taking its breath a moment. Give it a second.
And then after all the 911 calls come through with so many different people, coworkers and stuff, we will see how the police zipped into action and they knew, okay, this is serious.
Columbus Police, Tech 107.
Yes, I would like to ask for a wellness check on an individual at their home. This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
He didn't show up to work?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay.
Okay. He's reliable. Okay. When are they? It's like you call, my daughter's missing. She would never not call me. Well, you need to understand, ma'am, sometimes people need a moment. Lord, y'all, we need to push back on this crazy system they got going, because it is not working. Innocent people are going missing and dying, and they don't even seem to, they just want us all to believe it's normal. It just happens.
There's 2 kids in the home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office. Have you guys received anything else, like calls about him or like a car accident or anything like that?
No, sometimes people just don't show up to work. I mean, maybe he said, I don't know.
It's just
Maybe you need a new protocol today. We need a new protocol. 9 a.m. shift starts. We got a call about this particular address. Oh God, we got another one. Log it. Let's come up with a system. There's fancy computers that can keep up with all that. Compile it and put it into one little file. Oh wait, this is the third call directly. Lady, instead they don't even want to be proactive. There has to be change in the way they handle calls on people when the family members and friends are saying it's out of character, right? They would never do this. They would never not show up for work. They would call us. They would answer the phone. She would never walk out on the family and the kids. Cops are like, yeah, but it could happen. We just need a moment to see if that's what happened.
Know that he is the most, like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there is any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character, and we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of doing the
We had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell. But we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So.
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll send them back out to you.
So they came out there, the cops, did their knock-knocks, front door, back door, nothing, no noise. I guess the kids, were they sleeping? Were they upstairs whimpering and he just didn't hear them downstairs? I think there's 3 levels to this townhouse. I'm not sure where the kids were at once those neighbors, or friends rather, I'm sorry, co-workers made entry. Poor babies. That ain't the first time we've heard that children were left alive in a home with their parents overnight. So, I've seen speculation already. Well, a man wouldn't do that. Woman would. We don't know for sure. I could see a man or a woman still leaving the children alive, right? I might be this, but I ain't that, man or a woman. But why am I getting woman vibes? I don't know why. I'm picking up an energy that I'm not liking when I see a picture. Or that doesn't happen often, especially with these cases, because I try to keep that turned off. I don't like that part. This one guy, he freaked me out one time, and I was like, oh, no, we don't do that part of it. But I'm getting this vibe that's just like drawing me there for some reason. I don't know why I feel like it's a woman. Oh, and another thing too, I saw nothing about these guys having a lifestyle that would lend itself to late night adult party type things, friends of everybody kind of parties. I think that was based on the one call from the one party back in April. All the neighbors reported it was a very quiet street and there were never any parties at this house. So I was like, unless they all partied quietly together. Who knows, right? There's a lot of speculation out there. That's the thing. But you were saying, I always trust my gut. It's got me in trouble not. That's why I try to. You can't turn it off, I guess, obviously. You don't really want to turn that off in true crime, but that energy part of it, you're like, oh, Lordy, that one just hit me right through and just sucked it all out of me. What's happening and why? What does it mean?
Our boss did not report for work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear. Okay, I just talked to somebody there. Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called. 911, what's the location of your emergency?
1411 North 4th.
Okay, 1411 North 4th. We've got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead.
Rock Chalk, I'm hearing like they were the hub for like family and friends gathering, right? The gathering place. So is that family and friends dinner party gatherings, or are we talking? We just had there was something said in chat earlier um, about their possible lifestyle. So I haven't. That's all, and I don't know really where that came from. They didn't elaborate. I haven't seen anything. You know, it's fine to have some gatherings, right, and a few parties if you want to do that thing. But what types of parties? I'm assuming they were normal. Hell, their normal and my normal could be completely different.
Okay. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of the bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
So he's laying next to his bed. If the report Enton's reporting on is correct with the 9 shots, can we assume they were all 9 fired from within the bedroom? Was he in the bathroom? Came walking out, boom, 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 all the way. You know what I'm saying? I wonder where he was at originally. Were they in bed, both of them?
Okay, so you can tell he's obviously not breathing or anything.
They'll be able to tell by the blood and things around the room, the spatter, the footprints, if there's any, you know, and all those things. Yeah, Rock, I've only went by what I've seen in the media from the actual family, the brother-in-law himself, and the body cam, the audios and shit here. I haven't watched anybody's coverage on it. I couldn't tell you. Only time we did is a few minutes ago, and we watched Surviving the Survivor because he interviewed the brother-in-law, so we just reviewed him. Other than that, I haven't seen anything anybody else has done, not even Enton yet.
Yeah. It's like kind of like I don't know, like, you know, because it says he looks like it doesn't look I can't wait. Okay, all right, I understand. Okay, and then when was the last time somebody spoke to him? Like yesterday, I suppose. Yesterday. Okay. Yeah. How old is he? 37. 37. Okay. Is he like a drug user or anything like that? No. Okay. All right. Just since that's a really young age. Yeah, I understand. Okay. All right, we're on our way.
So after all those 911 calls come through, a flurry of calls, coworkers who were astute.
That operator was better. At least he took a little bit of initiative and he asked, you know, was there any drug use? Because you gotta ask that, because that adds another element to this person, you know, that you can't find. But damn, it took a hot minute to get all that going. Lord help us.
Enough to know something's wrong with Spencer. He's very.
It don't take that long in my county. It ain't quite that big. Well, it depends on the time of day and maybe it depends on what's going down in the town, I guess.
Reliable. He wouldn't be this late. We've been looking for him for hours. He's an early riser, apparently, from what I'm reading, what the brother-in-law is writing on Reddit again. So they knew this isn't like him. If he had some kind of car trouble or some kind of I overslept, he would have immediately let us know. So this is when the police zip into action. He's like, they're saying there's a body inside. So these cops are kind of, I think, amazed that, wait a minute, you know, we were out there, we were knocking on the front and back doors, there was no answer, and now you're saying, you know, there's a body inside. We still don't have any confirmation, no official confirmation of where this body was found, where they were in relation to the 3 levels of the home.
Radio to 41 and 42.
Audio.
42.
34C, 1411, North 4th. By that incident from earlier, caller saying they can hear kids inside. Thought you heard one of them yelling. Now we're getting another call saying there's a body inside. Esther, if you can copy.
Who's saying there's a body inside?
There's no name yet.
That's 3, I copy.
Okay, because I knocked on the front and door and I looked through the windows, but I didn't see anybody.
Anybody on scene with 41?
What we calling them?
Yeah, I'm going to have a double.
I copy. Esther, if you can copy, they're saying it's a double.
I copy. I'll be in a row.
Copy.
No, 4 row.
I copy.
There was a 7A on the back door. I have 3 males inside. They were doing a check, so someone can stop them. 43 admin.
Copy.
Now, I did find it interesting. The 7A code stands for open door, open window. And so certain things still, some
Open door, open window. What window? I'm not too concerned about the door at the moment. We'll get there, I guess. But window?
of this audio might have belonged to a different case.
Okay.
Maybe they were pulling officers off of a different case and saying, okay, you take care of that. We're going over to this Tepe home. But everything, there's a flurry of action. There's a flurry of activity after it's confirmed they can see Spencer's body. So at least 10 police cars or so show up eventually, according to the people on Citizens who, on the app who literally were there, who were wondering, what's going on here? I see the caution tape. I see this. I see that.
Copy.
9170, do they have enough cars or are they going to need more people?
401, if you can contact homicide.
Somebody can contact homicide for this.
9170, I can do that while I'm en route. If he can go to 4A real quick, I'll get a few details.
Looks like there's going to be some casings and some wounds, gunshot wounds.
I copy. This is 43.
I copy. I'll give him a call while I'm en route.
And this is a double 43?
At least one.
Copy.
Hey, 41, is there a gun on scene?
I'm trying not to disturb anything. I think we'll let homicide do it. It looks.
Yeah, Rock, his coat. We have the audio from when he's in there talking to them when he sees them. Hey, Dr. Vonda, welcome in. So we are listening to the audio that Plunder got. But yeah, it was the coworker that made their way into the home. And apparently everybody just went into through the coded front door.
Like from just looking at the bodies, the one male had shot multiple times. The female, at least maybe one, through the side, through the chest.
Okay, but there's no...
Through the side, through the chest. So I have to picture where this person's standing when they shoot her. A direct hit while she's in bed? Where are you going to choose to be your kill? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be all so hardcore and graphic, but I'm a true crime person in my head. I got to figure out the trajectory of it all. Lord, it matters in court.
Inside 43, or it could be a 47.
He'll be under the pillow, but he's, like I said, multiple times.
All right.
Now, the officers have to wait for the homicide detectives. They do talk about shell casings, but they can't find the weapon unless it's under a pillow, like the guy said. They're securing the scene. They're like, okay, wait, did anyone check the garage? We talked about that detached garage.
Tell Ford we need a couple more cars to hold witnesses.
I copy. Need a couple more.
Rachel, if they're both laying in bed, are you going for a headshot for your first victim? Or did they wake up startled and it was on? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I get turned, I get the side impact, but why the side? Why there? That's where I'm going with that. Why there? If she's lying in bed asleep, it's easier. It's easier to do this.
More cars to hold witnesses. 1411 North 4th.
9031 I'm in route. 3-4. We'll be pulling up in a second.
9170, do they have kids inside?
Hey,
Are you guys going?
Great point, Rock, because I've said that. We don't know what time they were shot. And because are we going by the surveillance or the video of the person walking down the street? Is that what we're gauging this by? But they should know by now a better idea, because they should have they're working, I'm sure, on getting the contents of their phone downloaded and any communications and emails and all the things, looking for who they talked to last, to pinpoint their last time they could pinpoint them alive, right? So yeah, now these are preliminary walk in the room, guessing how they were shot, and I get that. So chest, side, he says side and chest, so yeah, somewhere in that vicinity, right? Could they walk up to her in bed and absolutely do that, and she goes to turn away? Yeah, but that's an odd place to go for. I don't know. How many times have we heard headshot? Maybe that's why I'm thinking that. So, unless they just didn't care.
On cards, you need additional.
I need 2 more, but I think they're en route.
I copy.
3416. 9031, I'm pulling up.
I copy.
9170.
9170.
Audio.
Homicide has been informed and they're getting everyone together and will be en route shortly.
I copy. Homicide en route. L4, can we go on priorities?
3-4 at the front door. Is it okay to come through, or do we want to stand by?
Anybody advise that 3-4 can go in through the front door?
43. I'll be in the alley, rear of. Does anybody check this garage?
9052, we're pulling up on your run here. If you need somebody, we can walk back.
I copy. Thank you, 9052.
43. 9031's with me. I think they're going to need to access the garage from the backyard of Spencer. 43, just advise. I'm unable to check the garage. I'm just in the rear, securing the scene from the alley.
I copy.
3-1.
3-1.
We have one of the witnesses in the back of my car.
Copy.
9041, I have one too.
I copy. Who else on this?
3-4.
3-4.
And there was a witness in a police vehicle. More than one witness in a police vehicle. Now, these are probably just the people who were looking for Spencer, who called 911. You know, they couldn't get in touch with.
So, if they were both in the bedroom, did the person shut the door on their way out? And could the kids even get in there to walk in on that, right? I always want, you know, because there was one case where when they finally got into the house, the baby had been crawling around in the kitchen and its young mom was on the floor and bled out for hours upon hours. And that poor little baby just stayed right there with mom, right? And they could see that the baby had just been all through the blood. And it was heartbreaking to read that. And it was a true, you know, one of the true stories out there. And man, I'll never forget that story. It's heartbreaking when that happens. There was a girl on Twitter or X. She has a similar story. What happened to her mom when she was young.
With Monique either. When they finally arrived, the cops arrived, and then the witnesses were still there, so different ones likely sat in police vehicles, maybe, I'm sure, just so upset. So let's listen to all that and how Columbus police started directing traffic and trying to block off the streets and everything in that group of audio that I could find, before we talk about more about police updating the video request times and what it might mean, the GoFundMe, and even more.
We're going to be next door at 1415 with the children.
I copy.
S3, do we have a car that started a guard lock?
44 has a guard lock. 44 has a guard lock.
A skilled 2-year-old can open them doors. What kind of doors, latches did they have? Yeah, only way the kid couldn't get in is going to be if it was locked. That's what I meant. Would the person lock it and shut it so the kids couldn't go in? Because he's 4 years old. I hope he can open doors, right?
Thank you. 43, just advised media is on scene.
She.
Copy. Media on scene.
S3.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, for the run, you've got 9031 and car 43 in the rear. You've got car 41 and 44 in the front, and car 42 is inside the house.
I copy.
L4.
Go ahead, sir.
I need someone to grab the mobile command bus. The command post will be on 8th at 4th.
T-Mobile block command bus operators.
L4.
Go ahead, sir.
We are going to take 4th, so I need a couple cruisers to go down to 4th and 7th. No northbound on 4th.
Need cars at 4th and 7th, no northbound.
L4.
Go ahead, sir.
We need cruisers from other zones. We don't deplete all our resources. I need a cruiser at 4th and 8th, blocking 8th westbound.
4th and 8th, no westbound.
Please pull from other zones.
I copy. I'll try from other zones.
632.
632.
You need a mobile sub operator.
For command bus, post at 8th and 4th.
Okay, I can bring it down if you want to turn up.
5-3 is going to take the post at 4th and 7th, no northbound.
L4.
L4.
We're on site 4th down.
You said shut down 4th?
Yes, I need 2 cruisers at 4th and 7th.
I wonder where the kids were when the friend, the coworker, got into the house. Once he made entry, were the kids in their own bedroom? Were they in the kitchen, living room? What were they doing? Um, did he see them before he walked into the room and found the parents? I wonder. Uh-oh, it's got to catch up. Oh yeah, they got to have more rock. They have to by now. I mean, we know the standard close to the vest deal. Well, we know. We Yeah, but they got to know more. Gotta hope they do because they got digital footprint on these two. They're checking into their backgrounds and who they're.
Shut down 4th?
Yes, I need 2 cruisers at 4th and 7th. No northbound 4th. I didn't know who you put on it.
5-3, 4th and 7th, no northbound. 9100 is going to 8th and 5th, no westbound.
Copy.
Do we need a car at 9th and 4th, no southbound? Just kidding, that's a one way.
Okay, if you could have the 8th and 5th, no westbound.
So did you say it was good for?
5-3, channel 4.
5-3.
And then 4th and 7th, I'm just shutting down all northbound, correct?
A-firm, no northbound.
S3, they can stage at 4th and 8th, but they have to stay east of S3 to 34. What house are you in?
1415.
Copy.
9100 to 4A.
Yeah, good.
Hey, I got sent over here to block westbound at 4th, or I'm sorry, 5th and 8th. I'm still needed there, correct?
So I'm just taking over. But as far as I know, yes, you're still needed over there. If that was your question.
Okay. You can mark me around scene.
Okie doke.
Thank you, dispatch. We're not clear.
I'm reading through the run. I don't think they officially said that there was an official command post. It's not tactical or anything, but I'll tell you in just a sec. I can page 3 here real quick.
Okay, I thought they were back on 4A. I can go main channel.
No, you're fine. Let's see. L4 needs a command mobile bus at 4th and 8th.
Okay, copy. Hey, Ben, what's the incident number?
Going to be 250. Hey, Dawn, are you still back here?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is probably, I'm sure that they have everything figured out and everything, but when you get over there, can you do me a favor and let them know that there is, in fact, a camera at 4th and 8th and is facing that exact address? Now, did somebody from headquarters or somebody flip the camera around? It was facing the wrong direction? I can't answer that. But at this moment, I have
Somebody from headquarters. Did somebody from headquarters flip it around and change angles? Whose headquarters and why would they?
camera is literally right there. You can see the front door of the camera. There's a chance that it could have recorded the entire incident.
Yeah, I'm sure will.
9170, we copied that, sir.
Cool, thanks. I hope that it was, fixed there.
Yep, hopefully.
498.
Go ahead, 498.
Y'all can have them childproof doorknob thingies. I can't stand them. I cannot. Not the front door, bedroom door. They're different types of doorknobs. But yeah, nah, I can't. Them things. My kids just, if the door was shut, baby, you don't open the door. Mama said no. I'm not putting that thing on it because then I can't get in it later. Just learn to mind me.
Sorry about that. Mobile sub's going to be en route to the scenes. Command post still 4th and 8th.
Safer.
Here's the thing. I can't lay in bed and have my bedroom door shut and know that I have a knob on it my children can't get through. What if something bad is happening? What if one of them is sick? What if one's in danger, terrified, bad dream, and they can't get into my door because it's locked or has a weird ass doorknob thingy to stop them from coming in on it? My kids were never allowed in my room. It wasn't theirs. They didn't need to go in there and plunder, but they knew at night, if I need mama, all bets are off. I'm running, and they knew they could come. It's never locked, never hampered in any way. They couldn't get to me. That's cruel. You put them on the basement and cellar doors, things where they could fall and harm themselves. I'm no harm. I'm the safety.
9041 radio on A.
What's shaking?
Hey, the witness cleared my car, and I went ahead and took 9100 spot at 5th and 8th.
Okay.
Thank you.
304-43.
Okay, go ahead, I'll wait.
Go ahead.
4-3, notes added, we're going to be code 4.
I copy, sir.
4-8.
Can you please start for that 7A 1411 North 4th Street? Cars with the garage doors open, no lights on, yellow caution tape down.
Okay, so now previously we knew the Columbus Division of Police, they had put out the call, the QR code. They wanted any evidence videos from midnight to 9 a.m. But recently they changed it. Now they want videos from just 2 a.m.
Okay. Rock. But maybe some adult stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm an adult with 4 children. I'm going to lock the door while that adult stuff's happening once they're asleep. But guess what's happening when I'm done? They're getting full access again, and they'll never know any wiser. Because that adult time ain't fixing to happen all fucking night, dude. Nah. I'm tired. So for a brief moment, yeah, brief moment. Did I say that like that? Maybe for a moment, Rock Chalk, but that's
Ones turn that camera around, as we heard in the audio. Hopefully, maybe they saw something suspicious or a perpetrator or perpetrators, we don't know, sometime between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. There's a reason they narrowed it down. Maybe phone activity, something might have given them a clue to narrow down the time to those.
okay. She's got nothing else on there like that, but that's a great video. You guys can go check it out again there, because she, like I said, she did get the audio from the calls, from the 911 calls, where the the actual what happened is right there, and we love that. Can't go wrong with a court document or an actual legit police call. All right, so let me do something real quick here. Okay, let me pull this up. This is the street, right? See here, these lots that were empty here in this image, 2015. That's where their homes were built, right? If you go back, I think there's I'll show you if, well, let me pull it up both ways. This is redone now, right? If you go, it won't let me see if we can see more dates. It won't let me go for some reason. I'll show you what it looks like on a news clip that I have now. So remember in the video, or I'm sorry, in Paula's video, they were talking about this camera at 4th and 8th that was looking right at the front of this home. And there's a store there. What shows on that camera, right, as far as coming and going from that home? And then if you go down, well, see, remember earlier I was like, it was that person walking on the little alley in between. This is what I meant. But see how it's just garage door, garage door, garage door. The person we see walking is not walking past garage doors, right? They're just walking past the front of the homes, it looks like, because you can see garbage cans and all the things. Now, was it on the side road here? Here's that building, but was it that side road this individual was walking down, or the main road, right outside here? Because you would think a lot of the places down here would probably have some ring cams going on. And I don't guess there's a lot of hell, I don't know, is there a lot of traffic in this area in the at night? This is an area that I think it was like, coming up and coming back up. There was some really expensive homes in the area and some not so expensive homes. Oh, Rock Chalk, they got them pills like them damn big ass signs over there in Alabama. I about thought I was going to die when I saw that big sign above that pharmacy, and it was a pharmacy like a little mom and pop, and it said, "Get your guns and your Viagra," and I like it. You're a pharmacy. What a combination! Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, there's a little alley somebody could walk away down. Hmm. Do we think this person could have parked on foot and just, I mean, parked on foot, parked close by and, walked around on foot to their home? And they let them in the front door earlier in the night, right? Like, was it a guest from earlier in the evening that these two allowed into their home and spent a couple of hours in there with them or something, and then did all that before they left the scene? Or did they just make entry and, yeah, so many unanswered questions still, right? So let me pull up that news clip I was talking about. So I think that's the one where you can see the area, and I'm looking for that camera. Like, was it really trained on the front of that house? It did. I didn't. We'll see if it's easy to find spot. Okay. Yeah, there was, and well, a lot of folks have the nest, and the one nest rock shows the individual person of interest. Um, the guy in the 911 call, in the dispatch call rather, the cops talking to each other. There's a camera, he says, at 4th and 8, should be looking right at that home, unless, what did he call it, guys? Somebody at the thing didn't turn it. Like, it's supposed to be trained in that direction, and he said it would see everything, and I'm assuming him meant coming and going from the home. And that's going based, and that's where I got that location from. All right, let me see if this is the piece I was talking about. Hang on. Okay. I don't know, Rock, what the temp was that night there. When the guy was walking, there was some snow accumulated on the ground. I'm assuming it was cold by the way he was dressed, and it's Ohio. So I'm assuming they had cold weather, but I just couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you the deets on it. I don't know if there's any footprints directly around the house or not.
And breaking right now, 2 people are dead after a shooting at a home in Wineland Park. We just learned in the last 20 minutes that 2 young kids were inside when this happened. This is developing along North 4th Street near the intersection of East 8th Avenue. Our Nick Veland is there.
Oh, oops.
Learned.
Okay. So the building we were looking at earlier is over here on the left next to the police truck, and that's been refurbished. It's all redone. And then the vacant lot we were looking at, now he's standing in front of where that lot was at. Now these homes are there. So camera, 4th and 8th. The road dead behind him is 4th.
Yeah, Kurt, well, like you mentioned, police are telling us that 2 adults are shot and killed inside this house, and 2 kids were inside at the time. They are unharmed. We're going to show you exactly what this scene is looking like at this moment. But police said they were called this morning just before 10 a.m. on a wellness check. When they were able to get inside, they found 2 people dead, at least 1 having multiple gunshot wounds, and this includes 1 male and 1 female. Now, police do not believe this was a murder-suicide, and like I said, there were also 2 kids inside the house when police arrived. They were unharmed, and they were helped by a therapy dog right away.
See, that's the building we saw earlier. We were looking at the map. That was, you could tell, look how nice it looks now, you know, been refurbished. And is that where the camera is? Because if it is, that's only going to be trained to the side of that. It's beside the house. It wouldn't see the front of the home to see everything, right? It needs to be on the opposite side of the road.
Now, there are still a lot of unanswered questions as to what exactly happened, but we did ask police, should neighbors in the area be concerned?
2 individuals are deceased inside a residence from gunshot wounds. Like I said, I can't tell you right now if this is a random.
Now, it should have cameras, right? Be interesting to know, does it see this person of interest walking? How many vehicles does it see coming and going? Hell, we can track Koberger's car all across Moscow and Pullman, turns out. Well, allegedly, that's still his car. So how many cars come and go during the night right there? How many are going like slow because their house is right there? How far out can a fishbowl of that type of camera see in front? It still would be interesting footage to see if it can't see the front of the home. What about the houses across the street? We need to go troll the map again, see if we see any cameras there, or look at the new. I like to look at the news footage, and I'm watching the houses in the background. Who's got cameras? And does the mailbox show me anything I need to know?
Act of violence, if this is a directed act of violence or if it's a murder-suicide. So unfortunately, yeah, I can't tell you if there's a suspect currently out right now. I don't have that information. So that's a lot of questions still out there. It's very early for us to try to answer those right now.
Police say this does not appear to be a murder-suicide. They also say there were no signs of forced entry and no gun has been found.
We got, y'all just saw it. We got the ring cam and we got the keypad. I'm assuming that ring cam worked, right? Had connected to their phones and such. There's the apps. What does it tell police?
Officers were called to the home for a welfare check, where they found the 2 bodies.
The caller stated they were concerned because they hadn't heard from their employee, didn't show up for work, and they were just concerned that maybe something was wrong with their employee.
Police also found 2 children inside the home, both under the age of 6 and both unharmed. People who knew the homeowners stopped by throughout the day. One person who did not want to go on camera described them as kind and said their heart breaks for the children. All of this unfolding in a dense residential neighborhood, leaving neighbors shocked.
My heart just goes out to them. That's terrible to hear that happen, especially so close. It is a little bit worrying, but all I can think about is those kids.
Ethan Garcia, who lives just steps away, says he didn't hear or see anything unusual in the days leading up to police finding the 2 bodies.
I didn't hear anything at all.
I think they're going to show it, Rach. The camera you're pointing out that's going to be on the pole, let it catch back up a second. She got to catch her breath. I'm assuming that's what happened. I didn't get a notification saying we lost signal. But let me see if I can get it to play. But I think that's what because he mentions turning the camera, right? And they should, so you can
I was even outside last night at around 8:30, I'd say, and I didn't see or hear anything at all.
Police say this investigation will take time, but nearby security cameras may provide crucial evidence. Until then,
right there, and that's the one he's got to be talking about because the way he described, unless they turned the camera, would have had to have been a city-run type camera. Can it see the front of that home? Like anybody walk up to the sidewalk and up to their door?
Neighbors say they're on edge.
Pretty concerned right now, a little worrying because, I do have a family at home and I want to make sure they're okay. Could be random. That's kind of my biggest fear.
The Athens Dental Depot opening at 8 a.m. The first call to Columbus police went out at 9:03.
This individual, Spencer, works with me, and he did not show up to work this morning, and we cannot get a hold of him or his family.
The owner of Athens Dental Depot, knowing something was wrong.
Like, he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. And we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
At 9:22 a.m., an officer arrives at the home, reported no one answered. Several employees of Dr. Tepe continue driving to the house to check on him. At 9:57 a.m., a friend asked for police to return because he could hear children inside of the home. At 10:05 a.m., a frantic call to police saying he could see Spencer's body inside, laying next to a bed. Police soon returned, finding Spencer and his wife Monique dead, and 2 children who were unharmed. New records released Wednesday reveal Spencer was shot multiple times. Monique was shot at least once in the chest. The Tepe family shared the couple's 2021 wedding video with ABC6 and Fox 28, showcasing one of the happiest days of their lives.
Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
Exchanging vows inside of their North 4th Street home. They were just a month away from their 5-year anniversary. A small memorial starting outside of the home as investigators confirm 2 children were found unharmed inside. It is unclear just how long those children were inside of the home.
And that's the thing, we don't know what time that person entered and exited that home yet, right? If that person of interest is even really a person of interest, right? Did they happen to see a car drive by them, and as they're walking down the road to go home, it looks like there's like a little area there you could walk around 2 things. Maybe he was walking home from a bar, who knows? And happened to see a car and didn't realize until they start looking for him. I don't know. What do you do if you're watching TV and you go, whoa, that's me in that video, right? I did nothing, but yikes. I don't know. Still so many unanswered questions, and before I even began to look into the case, I could tell people online were already giving the 911 callers a bunch of shit, and I really didn't understand why. And I kind of went and reviewed it a little bit of the calls, and I just didn't pick up on it yet. But then now I've heard more of it even, and I'm just not finding anything suspicious with the coworkers yet. Let's put it that way. Not unless he had a fling at the office, and I'm not willing to go there yet. I just don't know what the hell happened here. Maybe those cameras will tell them more, right? Maybe it'll tell them more. I wonder how long it'll take them to get the phone dumps back from the couple. Yeah, Rachel, I don't think there was a lot of noise of someone trying to get in. It doesn't appear any noise was made getting in. There was no forced entry, right? Got to make noise to force an entry. So if they had the keypad code, whether they were allowed in or not, it was quiet. Maybe they only, did they hear the gunshots? Hopefully in the middle of the night, they were sound asleep. And they may not have heard a thing until they woke up the next morning at their normal wake up time, right? And then because the cop said he didn't hear a thing when he went to the house. He didn't hear the kids crying or a sound, and he didn't see anybody. Knocked on the front door, knocked on the back door. But by the time the friends make their way over, they can absolutely hear the kids inside, because now the kids are awake, they're hungry. The little 1-year-old needs probably some attention there. Mom and dad are deceased. What do? Poor little guys. So bad. Her former husband is a married man now. He remarried and she remarried. So he need to let it go, right? What are we doing, dude? Yeah. Are you talking about that? Her ex-husband? Yeah, I need to be careful about saying anything about that guy. I don't know him. We don't know the circumstance. He could be completely innocent, like trying to live his best life with a new love. Got him a new lady. He's like, I don't even know what's happening. And now all of a sudden, my court documents are being dug up. Uh, Yikes. Sometimes we do got to put the pause on, even though I can theorize about what caused something to happen in there, but I couldn't tell you who caused it, right? I don't know. I can't even sit here and say, oh, they're swingers. What? Adult parties? I don't know. That's where I guess. You saw an article, like a newspaper article or an article from in print, where a neighbor said to the print person, I saw her do they know her ex-husband, the neighbor? Is she like, hey, you ever see my ex around here? Here's a picture. I mean, I always wonder about stuff like that. How do they even know to start with? Is this like at the park with the kids playing conversation came up? So you said you saw an article saying the ex-wife's husband was seen standing in front of their house. Oh my God. Lord. Well, let's hope for his sake it wasn't. If the camera sees it, it sees it. Yeah, we can't even. So there's a lot of avenues, right? I guess we could take with it. We know that by now. What do you think? So, Simi, you're asking, was something debunked? Someone said he married a man. Oh my God, the ex-husband. Lord, y'all taking me down them damn rabbit holes. These people's married. Lord. Okay, so fine, go marry a man, but you got to stand outside somebody's house. And then, does the ex have the code? Why would he? Why would she give? I'm getting vibes anyway, but why would she give the ex the code, right? If that's how somebody got in, because according to them, they didn't break in. So what'd they do? Gotcha, Simi. You scrolled up. What do y'all think? Y'all think they just had the code, right? What makes the most common sense when you hear no forced entry? In Idaho, we know it means that the damn slider wasn't locked. Slid right open. Step right in. No forced entry is no forced entry. Something was unlocked, left open, or you were given access. No brainer. So I wonder who it was. How easily, why was it so easy for them to gain entry into this house, right? Especially if it occurred in the middle of the night. How you're likely to know if you're well, you may not know if you're about to have company in the middle of the night. Some shit goes down, your friend needs you, they show up, you let them in. But they're not about to do all that to you. They're looking for a cup of coffee and an ear, right? Like, yeah, Simi, I'm not seeing anything yet that makes me want to go in that direction for any other reason that he happens to be her ex, right? That's not enough. Shit. Have y'all seen how many exes people are running around this world with right now? I'm floored. This is my third marriage, people will say, and I'm like, holy hell, give me a ventilator, because that's 3, 4. I hear tales some folks do it 5 times. I'm like, what? So people don't even take it seriously. Serial married people do not take marriage seriously, or they wouldn't be multiple married people. There's no fucking way you taking that shit seriously. Oh, wow. Yeah, so having an ex not enough, right, to say that that person's involved. But obviously, it's always going to be a thought. Was there they didn't share any children. So if you're going to go like a jealousy thing, right, I have to have a reason for him to want to go and do that. He's jealous. They have a child together. Whatever. But there's nothing there, unless he just feels like you ruined my life forever. it feels like they might have known the person. Like, welcome in, sit down, chill. So if we go back to the callers, so he doesn't come to work Tuesday morning. I'm assuming he was at work on Monday. Because when the caller is asked about the last time, he's like, I guess it was yesterday. Meaning that's when he saw him last. But who actually saw this couple last and spoke to them? Sure, certainly the coworkers probably didn't once he left the office and arrived home. Unless they're besties and they had an email exchange or a text or something. But family, friends, whatever, or just each other, were home chilling with the children. Who was the last person to contact either one of them? And what time was that contact made? Their phone records are going to be able to tell them a whole lot, and let's hopefully these cameras will too. Will we all be surprised when they actually, or will we go, oh, I don't know. Surprise element's always there. Yeah, Simi, so the person that shows up out of the blue at the door. I'm the kind of person that would never open the door. Right? If I know you, you're lucky I open the door. If I don't know you, it's never coming open. Like my house will fall dead silent and there's nobody here. So, but a lot of people aren't like that. Oh, there's someone at the door. I'll get the door. Hold on. And then next thing you know, the door is open. And before you know it, the bad guy's standing there. Huh. But then let's hope the camera would see that if there really is a camera trained on that can see the front of that house. They come walking up or driving up, right? They would let a friend in to visit. Yeah, oh right, that type of random visit by a friend. Yeah, you'd have to know the person to willingly let them in. But y'all know what I mean. Sometimes people show up at your door and people just open it like, oh hey, you know, but not me. I'm opposite of that. If there's a stranger at the door, I am not opening it. That's all there is to it. But they'll come back if it's super important. They'll bring reinforcements, I guess, to prove it to me. But yeah, I don't do that. But a random friend popping by, I'll be like, what are you doing? Right? Come on in. But then you got to go looking at the friends group, right? Who was the last friend to communicate with them? And what was that communication about? Now we need to know that. Who had beefs? Somebody obviously had a beef, or because that's not friendship. Like, that's really mad. I've never been like that mad at somebody, or I'm about to go doing all that. All right, guys. Well, I got to go check some dockets here and there. See if there's any movement, any cases. You know what I didn't look at the other day, like I said I was going to? Hold on. Wasn't there something in Morphew's case? I got his docket thingy. Barry, where'd you go, you weirdo? I hear there might be a lot of property being moved in the fam again. But Barry's got a team of attorneys that doesn't like you talking about him. Like they're bulldogs about it. I haven't looked at this in a hot minute. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. I forgot it's not going to let me pull from Discord like that. I'll have to just look at it. There was some, yeah, Butterfly, let them dogs keep barking. I could look at one of my dogs and tell her, shh. There would be like a knock at the door. She'd look at the door and she would go to bark. Well, she would bark out that one time, right? A deep, deep bark. And then she'd look at me and we could be sitting on the couch side by side and I could just go, shh. And she'd sit there, she would be silent. She would want to bark so bad she couldn't stand it. Then all of a sudden I could just say, watch it, whisper, watch it, and then she'd attack that front door like nobody's business. It was fun. Train your animals well. Train them well. I miss that dog. She was so fun. I never had to turn her loose on anybody, but damn. All right, I think I'm gonna go make some more food in a little while. Yeah, y'all. So your Simi says friend, somebody they know. I think a lot of us feel that way because of how this went down, right? No forced entry, gunshots, no weapon at the scene, right? Took murder suicide away, unless somebody got there and it's like, oh no, we need to hide this weapon, right? I don't. That's icky to say. That would be crazy. That would be someone's first thought, right? But there are reports too from people who know them that they were fine. That the couple was good to go. There hadn't plunder, and nobody's pulled up any complaints directly related to the couple, right? No domestic incidences on the two of them. Butterfly ain't had time to watch y'all. I've been trying to stream and collect stuff to talk about and show y'all. And Brian, I love me some Brian Enton when I'm trying to chill at night, when I'm not chilling with my peeps here, and I'm like, I gotta, fix my true crime brain. I go find what Enton's done. If I'm not listening to something else, and I always go try to find what Enton's talking about, and I'll lay there and listen to it. Or I'll have it on while I'm working on something. But yeah, I gotta catch up now. I got to catch up at the end of the day. So he's got something new on Steins too. Wait, what did you say? On Steins? Oh, good Lord. Ooh, we'll review it. Late night salty tears through Stearns episode. Can I tear through it? Is it that kind? Love, love, love tearing through me some Steins. Haven't seen it yet, so I will. Y'all go check out Brian Enton's channel. The dude is never home. He's always gone. Bringing you all the stories. I need to watch it. Okay, I'll put that on my watch list here in just a little bit. All right, if I may not come back later because I'm feeling tired and I've been here a minute and I was here this morning. We'll come back in the morning and we'll review some of that Butterfly. So let's do that. I'll just schedule up for in the morning, and I'll see you guys back here in the morning, probably 9, 10, somewhere in there, and we'll take it from there. All right, you guys, be good. Buckle up and stay safe on them YouTube streets out there. Take all your information with a big old grain of salt. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.